How's it, guys? Listen up. I will tell you a story. Last year, I wrote to Auntie Pat and I said, Auntie, I figured this thing out. I want your mayoral chain back. Now, if you want to make the Democratic Alliance really, really mad, sell it to the ANC. And the Auntie listened to me. And you see, Auntie is now Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure. Now, for those who don't understand what this role entails, is basically she's now the handyman, the asset manager, the guy that takes care of government buildings and the tenders, the contracts, making sure everything is on point. The Auntie is now going to manage like 90,000 buildings across South Africa, over 2 million hectares of publicly owned land, and that's the problem. It's a problem for the DA. Now, initially when Cyril announced the cabinet and he appointed us Public Works Minister, I thought she's now going to, manage the Public Works Department. And it's just totally, I spoke to Sean August, he explained this thing to me as something different, because at the time it made sense to me. The Public Works, they manage the sewage and the sanitation, shit water. It made sense because there's a lot of shit happening in government, and the Auntie was baie in die kak by die idee gewees, and so for her to be appointed in this role, and she's got that good swag, Cyril wanted help to turn the ANC shit around, and so I'm happy for her appointment. I want to wish her well, and I think all the haters out there in social media land, you guys hating on Auntie, you jealous. Auntie Pat het maar net 70,000 plus voters oorgevat na die ANC toe, guys. That's like 0.4%. It's not a lot in the greater schemes of things. Die Auntie het hard gewerk, 40 jaar. The Auntie's resilience, it reminds me of my mother. She never gives up, and I think that's the reason why I feel the need to express myself here and tell you guys, stop hating on the Auntie. Imagine Cyril in die middel het vir Jojo aangestel, of vir Andile, of vir Matt Claudio, of even vir Ysma Rasule in this role with all this land and this buildings, and then you guys would have complained as well. You must remember, Cyril was in the middle of a lot of shit, and not forgetting the shit that the Zuma administration created. A lot of bad people and bad corruption and ministers and all this shit, and Cyril takes long and he's slow, and now we finally see the light. He comes back, and I think it's a good thing that he did. I think, if you look at that video, you probably saw the video where Mogoeng was, he told everyone in Parliament, take time and pray in your own way, and he started to pray, and his mic was on, and he was speaking in tongues. A lot of these ministers, they looked to one another, and some of them got confused. Some of them were standing there with open eyes. They're not used to this kind of thing. Even there was that other guy's name, that dude's name is Batabili Dlamini. He looks like he was dik gesyp. So I think Cyril did the right thing under the circumstances, get someone good in, and I think it took forever because Cyril didn't have the assistance of the Guptas like with Zuma. And talking about Zuma left all his women at home. And he always used to say, Nkandla. Now I understand. Nkandla means bly by die huis. So Cyril coming, pointing 50% ministers women, I think it's fantastic. I think, I read a study a couple of months ago, Dollar and Swami, they did a study for the World Bank, and the findings were women in higher positions are less corrupt or corruptible than men. So you can see he's steering in the right direction. But so, and Zuma baie geskommel. If you look at Malusi Kigaba shaking it up, that's the effects of it, guys. And I think, it took a bit long, but I think Fikile Balula, he came to the rescue, and he said to Cyril, don't take a skommel, don't skommel, just take an aeroplane, and just like that, he became Minister of Transport, and he's jump around. But Cyril took long. I think if you want to credit Auntie Pat, and I'm talking to you, you are one out of 58 million people in this country. Auntie Pat is 1 out of 14 women that got the job. So to all your haters, you can decide. I understand where you're coming from, and I think I personally feel very, very sorry for Musi Maimane, and I want to say to Musi, say Musi die anti-pussy. I'm sure life looks a little bit differently for you today, and I think God has a plan for your life, and I wanna speak to you, and I wanna encourage you, and I wanna, pray with you. The DA will never make you a premier. They will never make you a president, and they will never make you a minister. So there's some churches out there. There's some churches out there that appoint ministers, Christian denominations like your Baptist, your Methodist, your Presbyterian churches, and you've got experience, Baba. You can preach. God has a plan, and God is talking to you. God is saying to you. God is saying, go DA. It means go daar. In Afrikaans, gaan daar. Become a minister. I want to be the first to say to what's his name, to Gwede, and to David Mabuza. I wish I could say goodbye to you, but at least I can say goodbye, Jeffra Debe, bye, Batabile Lamini, Buddy. Nou kan ons weer lekker syp, né? You know what Cyril did to you? You see that video? Heel dag weg. That's what Cyril did to you. All the colored people out there that's hating on the Antie, get over it, guys. Antie gaan nou lekker pay. Moenie aan die deur aan die klop en sê, Antie, ek het vir jou gewout, maak 'n loune en asseblief. Antie is nou 'n posminister en Antie het pos gelyk, ja, met die klere en die hare is uitgeblou wat hulle wou insien daar as minister en Antie, you look beautiful. En maak 'n vraag vir Antie vra. Antie val die tande en Antie sê maar, ek wil vir Antie vra, Antie, moenie nou Antie postminister, Antie moet nou onthou, postministers, they don't sleep with swalkouse on. Antie moet mooi kyk nou voor Antie nou, jy weet, as daar gaan nou 'n vacancy wees in die good party, gaan Antie dan nou vir alles iets op haar job vat en next, next op die lys en take him to parliament to when the EFF fights and they let Ringo sing Sondela, then alles te kom ons vir ons lekker 'n klop se nummer druk ja, dus happy kan raak. Antie, voor Antie nog gaan parliament toe en voor Antie gaan Pretoria toe. En vir my sê, Antie, jy het Antie nog niks van die water gehoor nie.